How would it feel to have a thriving fitness business and have the freedom to enjoy life at the fullest? Well, that is exactly what the Trainer Revenue Multiplier show is going to give you. My name is Mathew Park. This is Jaime Filer.
Hey guys.
And we are here to serve.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome to the Trainer Revenue Multiplier podcast. As always, I'm your host, Jaime Filer, and I'm joined today by a face you should recognize, Jace Lopez. How are you?
I'm doing awesome, Jaime. Happy Thursday. I had 2 sessions this morning, did some online work, and now I'm here for this. So I'm super excited.
That's awesome. And do you have anything with the rest of your day? Are you free?
Workout, 2 more sessions, and then family time.
That sounds amazing. Oh my gosh. Okay, great. So you know what? This is an amazing place to start because, guys, Jace's face has been plastered all over the Trainer Revenue Multiplier Instagram page, Facebook page, all of it. And one of the reasons we brought him on today is because since the last time he was on in January, he has broken through that 20K mark. How many months in a row, Jace? Because I saw your posting. You said February you crushed it. What has been the consistency?
So I've hit plus 20K every month since February, except for 1 month. So I had a small dip, of course, but business ebbs and flows. And as long as every year you're making more and progressing your business, you're in a great spot there.
That's fantastic. And we all know, right? Summer can be slow, and that's totally cool. But I love that you take the mindset of the ebb and flow of the entrepreneur. So before we go into the actual topic that we are going to discuss today, what has been the biggest difference maker for you between January and February, between 15 and 20 consistently?
So the first thing is just better systems. What's awesome about the TRM model is that it's constant refinement, because what gets you there isn't going to get you any further. So what we're preaching TRM is, of course, better systems to have better client experience and better service, more time freedom. Well, one thing I did was I hired on 2 online coaches. So now when clients come to me and either they don't fit my ideal demographic or maybe this would be a better fit for somebody else, my own personality, I'll actually funnel them down to my online coaches. It's been great so far. They're doing a great job. We're doing weekly meetings to make sure they're caught up with all the house clean stuff and their education and their service. And also I delegated more tasks to them, my in-person coaches, and my wife. So, taking more responsibility off me and giving them worth, giving them value and responsibilities has been a big game changer also.
That's incredible, Jace. So just to summarize, more systems and better use of systems.
Yes.
More employees and better use of employees or
Yes.
coaches. I'm so sorry. We're calling them coaches because you don't like when they call you boss. So we're not using the term employees.
I'm not your boss. I'm your leader.
I love it. I love that. Oh my gosh. Okay. So now let's talk about your model because I believe you just mentioned very briefly, you talk so fast. Did you hire 2 in-person coaches as well?
So one of them is an in-person coach that
Okay.
I hired before to be inside my gym. And I just, transitioned him to online also. So he's on the hybrid model also. But one of them is from Iowa. And he's strictly online.
Awesome. Okay. So that brings us into the topic of conversation because I don't know if there is someone in TRM who is better at seamlessly transitioning back and forth between online and in-person as you are and as the Apex model is. So tell us a little bit about, I guess, which one you had first, when you decided to bring the other model on, and how that started in the first place.
I started personal training in 2015. I got my certification in 2014 through ACE. Started personal training inside a local gym here. So I never worked for a company before. So I contract my business through them. And from there is how I started kind of building my online platform. So I am very passionate about in-person coaching, the interaction, the experience, and when I started really building my business in 2016, 2017, I started picking up more online clients. And I started working behind a desk more, which is like, I don't want to do this. Why in-person coach? So I think a lot of in-person coaches, they have this resistance or this inner battle of transitioning into online because it's a totally different animal. I know great in-person coaches who never made it online. I know great, online coaches who could never do in person, so find that sweet spot to your schedule that you can handle a good client load. And of course, the clients that you want to coach is ideal, but I started in person and slowly transitioned online there. And really 2020, whenever the shutdowns happened, was the year that I really first started pursuing online a lot more and really built a passion for it. I was networked with some really good online coaches that fueled my fire. We were able to mentor me into get my business into a successful position. And then, of course, 2021, I hired Matt, joined TRM, and that's really skyrocketed me to this next level.
That's incredible. So what would you say are some of the advantages of having both online and in person?
So specifically, in person, it allows you to have a better lead generator. So, whenever you meet people online, sure, it's great, and you can build some rapport there. But whenever you meet people in person and you have a tangible interaction, they trust you a lot more. So whenever they sign up or refer you out, they're a lot more trustworthy, and they're going to be a better client, or their friends be better clients because they know you, the person. And of course, we can't always facilitate this effect, but that in-person interaction helps a lot. But as far as the enjoyment and the passion that you're able to experience through in-person coaching and online, it's a lot more enjoyable for me because I love online coaching. I love the impact, I love everything, but I don't love sitting behind a desk all day. So if I kind of do both and have go to the gym, have that interaction, coach people, and then come online and do my thing there. It helps the coaching experience a lot more, which isn't talked about, because I believe there is a big dilemma in the mental health of online coaching as far as the coaching side, because if you're at home, you're doing online updates, you go to your garage gym workout or your local gym workout, come home, do online updates, and you're just taking on the stress of your clients that accumulates over time. It's going to end up getting some burnout there, So having that hybrid model to really mix it up and enjoy both sides and create a community really helps a lot.
I love that. I love that. So I was going to ask you about the benefits. What is the benefit of doing both?
So other than I mentioned the mental health and lead generation, I guess a higher ticket price. You could charge more simply because you have that expertise there. So I'm more valuable as an online coach because I coach in person. And whenever I'm selling packages, I can say, hey, look, if you're local, we could train once or twice in the gym or 3 times, and I'll coach you online also. So that integrative packages really does help with the income. And I would say the opportunity to grow more, so I can literally grow both businesses at the same time and they can complement each other, So right now we're building a gym, right? I'm leasing inside of a big gym right now. I have the opportunity to build a bigger gym, to make a higher impact, to have a bigger community here, So the opportunity to scale both businesses at a higher rate is another benefit also.
So let's talk time management for a second, and let me play devil's advocate. If someone here is only in person and they want to also do online, or they're only online and they want to go to in person, it would sound like you either have to double the amount of hours in your day or cut back and reduce the services that you're offering. How do you divide your time, and what would you say to those people who are like, I don't have that many hours in the day?
So I would say it should be a smooth transition, like anything else. Kind of like in contest prep. So you're prepping right now, right, Jaime?
Yeah.
So you're slowly chipping away at their other responsibilities and slowly, holding in on your cardio, your training, and meal prep, everything else there, So and that's the only way to be successful here, So by having a set schedule for your in-person coaching or online coaching of the times that you want to program, have reactive messages, get to online updates, and times that you want to go to the gym, train clients, and maybe do consult meetings inside your gym. That's key and essential to be successful, because you don't want any of those to take away from the other one and decrease your client experience, but also you won't be able to manage your stress levels and not be overwhelmed. So for me, I was working 8 to 10 hours a day, training 8 to 10 sessions, and I was trying to online coach. Well, I was like, oh, I can't do this anymore, So I slowly started dwindling down my schedule, handing clients out to my other coaches. So I was in a position to only work 3 or 4 hours a day in the gym and use the other 3 or 4 hours on online coaching.
I love that. And another solution that I've heard is, let's say you're not at a point where you have coaches under you yet. You can always transition a client who's been with you for a long time to the online model, because the assumption there is they know how to execute the exercises safely. They're intrinsically motivated at this point, and really they were just coming to see you because they like hanging out with you, right? So provided it wouldn't offend them, there's no harm in saying, hey, how would you feel about me still being your coach, still being able to provide the service and programming? However, that 1-to-1 hour where I see you, we're going to remove from our schedules.
And normally you could talk them into it a little better because the price can go down. In-person coaching, they might be charging $500 or $600 a month, while online might be $200 or $300 there. So you definitely be a lot more cheerful about that transition.
I like that. I like that. So let's talk about the employees, the coaches that you hired, right?
Yes.
How do you know whether someone that you are going to hire is better suited to train under you in person or online? Or is it just a matter of where the need for the clients are?
I would say the lower level would be in-person coaching, because if you come to my gym, I can make anybody a great in-person coach. It's really based on their personality, so if you have a great personality, you're going to be a great in-person coach. Because like you said, Jamie, they just want to hang out with you. They want somebody in their life that, encourages them to be a better person. And that goes pretty far there. Online coaching is a little different. You don't get to show your personality too much, or there's smaller windows, but your knowledge and your ability to critically think it is key to be a successful online coach, because you're being in a lot of situations where you're not with that person, and you have to kind of get in their head, see where they're at, and meet them, of course, to progress the scenario, the environment, or the situation.
I love that. And so it sounds like, to an extent, you almost have to have more EQ. You have to be able to read the room a little better. You have to be able to read between the lines a little bit better, because literally all you have are the lines of an email or the lines of a Google sheet or a type form, right?
Or pictures, like I'm supposed to base your feedback based on how you look through these pictures that probably aren't that good. While in person, you get such a better feel for their mood, their vibe, and their outlook there.
So Jace, have you ever had to train someone or coach a coach to look at photos, or do you just hire people who have maybe either previously been online coaches, or they already have that discerning eye?
Well, so all my coaches in person, they do online coaching also, because whenever a client comes to our gym, we're going to do their diet. We're going to do their weekly updates online. So something we have to coach, I would say the coaching process for, an Apex trainer is about 3 to 4 months before they even get a client. Like, let's get you shadowing, let's get you learning, let's get you familiar with our process here before we even have a client. Then, of course, that's the next phase of the developmental process, is them, evaluating pictures, evaluating, macro breakdowns or feedback to make a call there, but all of them do learn in that way. And then over time, I can see, okay, maybe this person would be a good online coach for me. Maybe they would, excel in this environment here. Or because again, not everybody's meant to be an online coach. Not everybody's meant to be an in-person coach.
So have you ever had to take a position of being online or in person away from a coach and just have them do one or the other?
No, I just started growing my online business. So the two coaches that I have hired on and are part of the umbrella are doing really well. While in person, I've been in person. I've been having my gym. My wife been owning the gym for over 6 years now. We cycled through it, the good and bad. So I think the churn on in-person coaches is a lot higher than online coaching.
Okay, so that was going to be my next question. How do you keep them engaged and involved, especially when it seems like, honestly, let's be real, the money is just easier and faster online? How do you keep people in person, essentially trading hours for dollars?
Well, normally if you're in person, you're very passionate about it. So like you mentioned, the money isn't going to be as good or as high dollar as online, because you can't take as many clients. Like, I can only train 4 people at one time, so that's my max capacity for the highest service possible. I can't train 40 in a day like I could online. So definitely the passion has to be there, because if it's not, your shelf life in person will be very small. I could literally go to my gym, train my clients, and not get paid. As funny as it sounds, like there's no way, Jace. I love my clients. I have a great roster. I love what I do. They're all in. So once you build your roster and you have enough time with them to kind of mold them into the athlete you want, I mean, it's automatic. It's easy. It's fun.
I love that. I love that. Now, how do you see yourself ever not training in person?
Nope.
Okay.
Nope.
All right. No,
Again,
I love that. Yeah.
The mental health aspect is so big for me, because I'm a person. I'm very extroverted. I need human interaction. It fills my battery, So by going to the gym and seeing these people that I love, it's a great community. It fires me up and it makes me really love what I do. So I'll never probably stop in-person coaching, even if it's just one session a day.
Okay. Yes. So Jace, here's again devil's advocate. Now, what's interesting is that for those of you who know my business model, I don't train anyone in person. I am literally one of those people Jace described that goes from their computer to the home gym in the garage, but you've seen it. It's amazing, CrossFit Filer. And then right back to the computer. And that refills my cup, right? So that being said, one of the reasons I got out of in-person training was because sometimes people are soul sucking, right? Sometimes, not everyone. Sometimes. How do you determine at the level you're at who you're going to take? Because people come to you and they want you, but then they realize you have 2 in-person coaches under you and they're not your target market, or they're not someone who you want to work with, or you can already tell they're energy vampires. How do you pass them off?
So I have 8 in-person coaches under me. So online, I have 2 online. I have 8 under me in person. And right now, so I started the year off. I had 23 clients.
Yourself?
Myself in person. Yes, on my roster. Yeah. And now I'm down to about 14 or 15, and and I can't take on any more. So, with the hours I'm trying to work, that I literally cannot take any more people because I want to open another time slot. So whenever they come, they might want to train with me. But of course, when I tell them the process, that I train our trainers to high level, that they'd probably be a better fit. And honestly, they probably would, they're okay with kind of being passed on to a coach that fits their personality, fits their fitness level. And also at our gym, it's not in-person coach. It's not in-person coach 101. It's small group training. So you mentioned, the people who they're drainers, they drain your energy. One way to we kind of negate that effect is we have a group. So it's anywhere from 2 to 4 people in the group. So that way you don't get that one-on-one attention to kind of talk between sets, or tell me your problems. And don't get me wrong, that's important. I love that, we'd help somebody mentally and almost be a therapist and walk them through their problems. Yeah. But when you come to the gym with 4 people, they're all here for a reason. And if you set the culture as a hardworking, high-intensity environment, they're there to work. They don't really have time to think or feel, So, hey, you come in, you do your set. I'm here to lead. And afterwards, we can talk afterwards, or you guys can talk afterwards, where you go from there. What's really cool, though, is with the in-person, the small group model, is that they start to rely on each other for energy, so one-on-one, they come to me like, hey, I'm ready. I'm like, I'm supposed to be this high energy guy. Well, sometimes I'm not, sometimes it's hard to bring that for everybody every session. So it's like they almost begin to rely on each other for energy. And I'm just leading and directing there. And after the session, they talk, they hang out. I just go next session and go from there. So the relationship definitely helps. And it's not as draining for me.
I think that's brilliant. And what a great way to obviously save yourself, but also have them get out of their own head and their own feelings, because there's a very small chance that all 4 of them will have woken up on the wrong side of the bed, right? So I think that's a brilliant way to do it. It's also answers one of the other questions of when people say, wait, how do I double the amount of hours if I'm also going to start an online business? The answer is you don't. You start small group training with your in-person people, right? Brilliant. So Jace, how do you determine what people are best suited to be in like a pod? I don't know another way of saying that.
So it's pretty much the fitness level, so if somebody's starting in 1 to 6 months, they're pretty close to the same level there, all my clients, I've been training for 3 to 5 years. So, they know the culture, they know the intensity, so to have somebody jump in who's brand new, it would not only down-regulate our energy for the group, because it would lower my attention span for them, but also it would take a lot more time there, so having them go to a trainer who has a group that, is more at the fitness level would be ideal.
I love that so much. And it reminds me a little bit of the anti-CrossFit model, which is one class, a million different experience levels, fitness levels. And the coach, typically there's one, sometimes if you're lucky, there's two, has to try and navigate the 60-year-old with an ACL and a hip replacement, along with the 18-year-old boy who can lift everything all the time as fast as possible. Right. So I think, go ahead.
Oh, I'm sorry. You finished, Jamie?
No. So I think what you're doing in terms of how you're grouping people is so brilliant. And the truth is that for most other trainers, it's probably going to be easier because they'll roughly have the same type of client come to them, right? So it's not like they're going to have, 3 groups of silver sneakers, 3 groups of soccer moms, and then 3 groups of 18-year-old boys, right?
Exactly right, Jamie. And Jamie, I put a lot of responsibility on being able to provide everybody the best service possible. Because that 6-year-old woman with a torn ACL and needs extra attention, this might be her only gym she ever goes to, for the rest of her life. So it might be her only chance she has to live a better life. So if I bring her somewhere that's a set to fail environment, she's not going to stay there. So by us putting them in an environment that's going to allow them to nurture their injuries, nurture their fitness level, and progress them slowly, we're able to help them as much as possible.
I love that. So you mentioned you have gone from 23 to 14 clients. Now let's talk online, because again, you indicated after 2 more sessions, you're going to family time today, and that's it for you. So how do you determine who you take online in order to save your time and give you more time freedom versus who you give to your online coaches?
So I think it's important to have a cap, like knowing, okay, like if I have 80 clients, I'm going to be working 40 hours a week. If I take in 100, I'm going to be working 100 hours a week. And I don't want to work 100 hours, given that you're giving every client the right amount of attention they need to be successful and not having a high churn rate. But having the cap, like I cap off at 65. Okay. I currently have a 35 competitor. So I also do bodybuilding coaching. I'm a concept coach also. I have 35 athletes that, of course, take a lot more time. So I cap that at 35. So, hey, you want to work with me? If I'm full, hey, come back next month. We'll see if there's a spot for you here,
Okay.
But having that, staying true to that cap and staying true to my values and these standards I've set for my coaching abilities and giving the rest to my coaches who have more room or possibly would fit them better is the goal.
I love that. I love that. So again, it comes back to boundaries, right? Knowing your boundaries. All right, Jace, last and final thought. How can others do it?
So as far as the hybrid model goes, let's say you're an online coach, okay, and you're trying to walk into the in-person model, or slowly get there, or see if it's even right for you. First thing you do is get certified. The barrier of entry for online coaching, you just have an Instagram and an email, right? So while in person, it can be a little more comprehensive. And one of those things is, of course, get PT certified. Because most gyms you need to work at, whether you are contracted or work for them, they will require this here to have a baseline certification. Next is CPR, so you work with people in person, things can happen. So that CPR certification is not only helpful, but it's actually essential to be able to work somewhere. Most gyms will require you to have that also. And then depending if you work for a gym, which I don't really recommend, and you want to contract for yourself or run your own business at this gym or in your garage, an LLC is essential also, okay? Because that's going to allow you to get trainer insurance. So, so one more time, personal trainer certification, CPR, personal trainer insurance, LLC, then you can start, of course, get your feet to the ground from there, But let's say Jamie wants to start training clients in the garage. From there, she would, of course, set a time. Okay, well, I want to wake up. I want to train at 6, 7, 8. Let's get those moms before they head to work or head to school. Yeah. And then my last session is going to be at 12. Then I'm going to work out after that and do online work. So set your schedule early, what time you want to work, and then start, of course, funneling clients in there. So like I mentioned earlier, ideally a small group class be your best environment to not only get the best bang for your buck. Because if I'm charging a client $100 an hour, they most likely won't stay that long. Not everybody can afford, a 2,000 ticket a package a week. Well. If I'm charging a small group class $35 or $40 an hour, I have 4 people in the group. Now I'm gonna get more than that one-on-one person. But I'm also at least somebody to show up every single session. It's not all on me, and then we can kind of create that group, the group and community environment that's gonna increase our retention over time. There, So They definitely go through those 4 steps there. Start getting your wheels to the ground and have your online clients come for workouts. Start with your online clientele. I mean, Jamie, I'm sure you have clients from around the Florida area, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah, coming for free workout, and then of course she'll talk them into, hey, well, look, once a week I'm doing this class here, we get you here, do this, and over time she can see, do I even like this? Do I like this? Can I go forward for this? And then over time she has options to build a gym, get a lease. And then of course get some I wouldn't say passive income, but build
yeah.
a brick-and-mortar place that she can house other trainers and give them a financial stability going forward for their life.
As always, Jace, you've got my wheels turning, sir. Is there anything else I missed that you would maybe like to finish with?
We covered a lot here, Jamie. Kind of going back to the passion thing, I think people see the fitness industry and they see people at the pool doing work or in the gym looking sexy, and not say as it furthers from the truth, because this lifestyle really does have a lot of benefits and free time, but you're going to have to grind and you have to be passionate about helping people. I'm confident that if I could be a nurse and I'll be successful because I just love helping people and see them succeed so much, So, if you're not passionate about this, find something else to do. And if you are, go towards it, press into it.
Yep. Jace, that's all I needed. That's all. Time management / boundaries, passion, hybrid model. You'll be successful.
You'll be successful.
Fantastic. Jace, so first of all, thank you so much for being on today. Second of all, congrats again on all of the success, both monetary, but also in your personal life and how you've managed to balance that. It's inspiring. It really is.
And guys, I gotta say something. Jamie says congrats, Matt says congrats. They're the driving force behind all of this here. When I say TRM completely changed my life, that's a drastic statement there. It completely changed my life going forward here. So thank you, Jamie, for trusting me with the advice you gave me, and leading to this place, and you and Matt building this awesome model together to help the method to those other coaches.
Well, we certainly appreciate it. Thank you, Jace. Guys, thank you so much for listening, regardless of what platform you came from, Stitcher, Spotify, iTunes, whatever. If you like what you heard, please share it, rate us, subscribe, helps us do better, helps us impact and serve more people. We appreciate it. We appreciate you. Give Jace a follow. What are your social media handles?
So my Instagram is Jace_Lopez. My gym is Apex Training Gym, Apex Training Gym, and my online coaching Instagram is Apex Training Elite. So we have 3 different Instagram pages. You're busy.
Love it. And of course, at Trainer Revenue Multiplier on Instagram. We appreciate you. Have an amazing rest of your day.